What's up, guys? All right, in this video we are putting in the engine. Well, first we got to put on the transmission on the engine, and I do this by myself. I do not recommend it. It was a real pain in the ass. And then I shoehorn it into the engine bay. Now for one of the most pain in the butt things to do is to get this transmission made it onto the engine. After the hour struggle where they finally start to go in, go ahead and hit some bolts in there and start tightening them down just to finish seating it all the way. Whew. I recommend having a couple buddies come and help. Doing this alone was a pain in the rear. So you'll use all of the stock transmission bolts except for the bottom two that go to the oil pan, and Sicky is provided Sicky provided a couple bolts and the nuts to go in there, and those are the two you'll use for that. We're getting our torque to 35 foot-pounds on the bell housing bolts, and once I get this once I get these torqued down, I just need to mark the steering column, or where the steering rack comes down and meets the steering column, and get that off, and I could drop this puppy down in there. All right, that's 35. Now I have to get the bottom bolts, the Sicky, the ones that came with the Sicky down on the oil pan down there. Got to get those torqued up. Oh yeah, got to get the starter on, and I'm gonna look at. I have the plate to block the bell housing, so there's no opening. So I want to put that on also, and then yeah, ready to go. All right, I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but I had the bolt going toward the transmission because this sticky end, it's sticking out here. This is where on the other side the oil pickups, the oil lines go and stuff like that, and I just wanted them out of the way, so it's nice flat, and I figure less things that are going to run into things toward the transmission. If I went ahead and put the starter up, I'd have this big gap here, and what came with it, when you got the car, it comes stock, is this little cover, and then that will clean it off and not let any dirt or stuff get into the bell housing. Then go ahead and put this on. To get the starter up in there, you have the two bolts, and they are 13, and they go right up in there. And with this, there we go, it's a really tight fit. And slide it and get them up in there and started. Let's get the other one. Before you could drop it in, make sure you mark up the steering column and the coupler. Basically, I don't have a paint pen, so I put a piece of cardboard and a slit in it, and I'm just gonna spray paint over so you can mark where it was when you took it on, or took it off. So I got the steering column off, or got the connector off so I can move it around, and we're going to use that for, these are the Sicky headers that I got, and I went with, what is it, the 1 3/4? Yeah, the 1 3/4. I went with this coating because these are good to up to 500 horsepower, and you know, I was thinking if I did heads and cam and stuff like that and I started to get it up there, then maybe I'll, you know, get the higher, you know, ceramic coated 1 7/8 or something like that if I start to push. For these should be enough, and I kind of like the black sleek look. It'll keep everything kind of, you know, more hidden and stuff like that, instead of being, you know, really, you know, like chrome would be really showing, hey look, I got headers. So yeah, I wanted a little bit of a sleeper style look. Okay, now with the driver's side headers, you could see this big gap. This is where the steering column is gonna go. That column that comes down, you'll put it right through here, and then you'll mount up. And the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna drop the engine in most of the way. Once it gets about here, we'll put the header in, get the steering rack lined up, and that way we'll be able to drop it in and get them, get it bolted down and stuff. It'll be easier this way. And then the passenger side is gonna come up from underneath. So I have it, you know, still raised up on tires to be able to get, you know, more angle, get it going down and in there. I also don't have the accessories on, so I'll be able to drop it down a little bit, you know, closer to the radiator support and all that stuff. All right, well, let me time lapse getting this in by myself. I got it in there pretty good. It's clearing everything. I got space. See if I can, got space on the front, as you can see. In the back, I have some space as well. But I'm to the point where I need to put the jack underneath the transmission and then hold it up a little bit. And then I'm really close to having to put on this header. All right, so let me go ahead and get the jack under here and jack up the back of the transmission a little bit. Now to get the exhaust manifold, get it up on there and get the steering rack through here. We'll just leave it kind of dangling as we lower it in there, and as we get it set, we'll get it up on there and get it bolted in. All right, guys, it is the next morning, and well, I got it in. The recommended amount to knock out on the trans tunnel, not enough. I had to do more. I had to pull it out, hit it again, and then drop it back in. It was a real pain trying to do it by yourself, but I got it done. All I did is so far is lowered it. I still have to put up the trans mounts. I got to jack it up a little more to get the trans mounts up, and I gotta put on the headers and stuff like that. So that's all I got for today, and next up coming, putting up the mounts and other things like that, getting all the accessories put in on the engine, and yeah, it's coming along. Stay tuned for the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Peace.